The world of cinema has certainly left its fingerprints all over video game history, from characters to locations to stories. There really is no bigger oil well to drink from when you think about it. But even in video games' most earliest days, attempting to replicate the look and feel of these worlds came naturally from putting us in the roles that we had hoped to experience for ourselves. Whether it be piloting an X-Wing, escaping from a xenomorph, or driving through a post-apocalyptic wasteland, video games are very much shown to be the best alternative for our fantasy fulfillment. And seeing as I'm a few billion short of running my own dinosaur theme park, I suppose this game here is going to have to act as my substitute. Well, at least until June the 12th, that is. Jurassic Park Operation Genesis was developed by the now sadly defunct Blue Tongue Entertainment, whose most notable works mostly range from the Dablob series, as well as a handful of Nickelodeon-related games. While there's been a good number of action-focused games set in the world of Jurassic Park, Operation Genesis was the first to look at the trials and tribulations that may have come to pass had life not found a way and decided to simply throw in the towel instead. But as a simulation game, can this almost forgotten title of one of Hollywood's most beloved franchises break its genetic constraints? Well, let's find out, shall we? This, my friends, is Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. Now, usually in these videos, I tend to start things off by laying out the plot for you all, but considering this game has next to no story in it, let's just cut to how things play out in this game, shall we? Like many zoo/theme park sim games, your goal is to do what you can to please as many guests as possible, while still at the same time making all that money to please those faceless vultures. Operation Genesis follows this set path, but also adds in an end goal of you having to reach a 5-star rating, because one-of-a-kind islands home to genetically engineered dinosaurs can easily be put side by side with all those other out-of-the-ordinary dinosaur parks. The setup is easy to understand. You drop down an entrance, build a few fences along with a hatchery or two, breed a few dinosaurs, create some paths and attractions, and then you're good to open up and see those dino dollars be raked in. All the basics can be picked up quickly from the tutorials available to you, though I must say I found it odd they encourage you to breed meat eaters in a pen filled with herbivores in one mission. Anyway, like most park simulators, there are a number of factors that go into the quality of your park besides the number of dinosaurs you have. You need attractions so that customers can get the best viewing experience, cleanness so as to undirtify the paths, food and lavatory being well provided, and security in case of emergencies. In all honesty, it's not as deep as it could be at times, and the closest thing to panic moments will be with dealing with dinosaur diseases, or when God decides to throw a tornado at you, which at the very least will give you a good chuckle as it scoops up your dinosaurs. Also, got to love how you can't get sued for customer death so long as you're in emergency mode. Hey, I sounded the alarm, people. It's not my fault your grandmother wasn't fast enough. But let's talk about the hoops you'll be jumping through to get some new dinosaurs your way. Each dinosaur requires you to obtain at least 50% of its DNA in order to breed one of its kind, with any more DNA collected helping to extend their lifespan, thereby saving money and not having to breed more later. The way you get DNA is through both bones and ember, which can be attained by slowly but cheaply assigning dig teams to sites across the world, or by purchasing them from the fossil market for a high price. In order to pay off some of those park expenses, you can, if you like, sell fossils when it seems like money through entrance fees and attractions aren't doing much for you at the time. Here's the kicker to all this though, the game has access to 27 dinosaurs, but because the park has only access to 17 dig sites, you can only have a maximum of 9 dinosaurs in each park. Meaning, because your first dig site is always a low-key one chosen at random, you're not exactly going to be getting a massive predator cage match like you've always wanted. Now from what I can tell, people have found ways to get around this on PC, but it has been reported that it can lead to slowdown and even crashing on you at some points. The game also allows you to research projects to help improve your park, whether it be new attractions, better security, or cures to dino diseases. There's not a lot to it, but it's there all the same. Also, would highly recommend getting the bunker researched as soon as possible, seeing as this can show up sooner than you think. Sadly, there's not much in terms of customization within the game, with the exception of plotting jeep and balloon routes, but you can still get a kick out of pretending your guests care about how stylish you try to make everything. While the park simulator does take up the bulk of the game, there are a set amount of missions that you can accomplish, from taking wildlife photos to herding dinosaurs, or just shooting them from a helicopter. Completing all of them unlocks you Site B, which some of you may remember from the second and third movies of the franchise. The game also comes with a few cheat codes which you can look up online to boost up things like money and star ratings, as well as killing all your guests and dinosaurs in instance in a very dark fashion, I must add. On a final note, I will give the game credit for the music used throughout, all of which just feels very, well, Jurassic Park. In the end, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis is alright for what it is, though there are definitely some limitations in some areas. I would still recommend checking out if you are a fan of Jurassic Park series, and maybe if you are into these types of sim games. though I certainly am not an expert in that area. With the soon-to-be released Jurassic World Evolution coming out in a few days, it's certainly hard to determine this game's relevance, but I still think if you're looking for a laid-back game, this one might just put you in the right place. As always, thank you all for tuning in. If you happen to like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for even more hot Coss goodness, and you can check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks again guys, and hey, be seeing you around.